Hello and welcome to CompuScholar's Professional Development webinar for May 2021. Today we're going to be looking ahead to the following school year and check out what's new within our course material and within our online delivery system. As always, this is Chris Youst, President of CompuScholar, and I'm always happy to answer your questions and comments if you'd like to send me an email at chris.youst@compuscholar.com. Today we're going to be talking about four main updates. First, we're going to revisit our Java Programming 2021 course and just give you an update on where we're at with that rollout. And next, we're going to look at a major new piece of infrastructure we're creating this summer. It's a homework and assignment engine that would allow us to add some additional practice problems that can be auto-graded by our system. We're then going to check out some new course configuration options that you'll have from within your teacher's menu. And then we'll wrap up by reviewing some teacher-requested enhancements that we've made within our gradebook and overall user interface. So you may remember from our February announcements and February webinar that we're working on a brand new version of our Java programming course. This is our 2021 edition. And the major changes that are going on within the course include moving all of our activities to an online coding engine that also auto-grades the projects. So it'll work a lot more like our Python course, and you won't actually need to install any local software like Eclipse unless you want to. We're also significantly reordering the material within the course to match the recommended unit sequence for the Computer Science A exam. So that'll make it a lot easier for teachers to leverage the resources in the AP classroom because our course material will follow along closely with the recommended sequence. So at the moment, all of our lessons and hands-on projects and all of the teaching material is complete for that course. We've also added in all the quizzes and tests and the answer keys. And we're working on the instructional videos now with about a 50% completion rate. And the remainder of those videos will be uploaded between now and the middle of the summer. So this course will definitely be ready to go for the fall 2021 semester. We've also just updated our AP syllabus and other related documents, and we'll show you where to find those. So this is our new Java Programming 2021 edition, and you can see right at the top we have a syllabus linked both for AP CSA and for Introductory Computer Science. So this single course unifies all of our Java material, and it can be used for either that Introductory Computer Science approach or for an AP CSA prep class, and we have a different syllabus for each option that will show you how to navigate through the material. Now I won't dive into the individual chapters because it all works pretty much the same way as our previous Java course with instructional videos, lesson text, the automated quizzes, and that sort of thing. Because we now have an online coding engine, we've moved all of the information relating to external IDEs like Eclipse towards the end of the course. So once you get to chapter 24, you will have completed all of what we consider to be the core content for an introductory class or all of the required content for an AP CSA class. And once you get past chapter 24, there are a bunch of optional chapters, and those are marked as optional content, and you can choose whichever chapters you need in order to fill up your time after the AP exam or to meet state requirements within your introductory Java class. We've also marked which of these additional chapters have teacher-graded activities. So in some case you would be using an external development environment like Eclipse or some other preferred online IDE in order to complete some of these optional chapters. And so we've marked which ones would be teacher-graded. We've marked which chapters would require that local external development environment. So obviously if you want to learn how to run Java locally on your computer, that would be an external development environment. We do have some familiar chapters about the Eclipse IDE and doing graphical programs because we know some of our teachers are really fans of using those professional environments and doing some graphical programs. And then of course you have the same sorts of supplemental chapters at the end, and we've added supplemental chapter 4 to consolidate all of our networking topics. So again, the instructional videos are about 50% complete for this course. So if you happen to go into a chapter and click on an instructional video link and you get the coming soon message, that means that the video there is in progress, and we'll be uploading those on a daily basis until the remaining chapters are done. I mentioned we updated some of our documents. So if we click on the AP CSA document, the syllabus has been completely revamped in preparation for submitting it to the College Board as a pre-approved syllabus for your course audit. So we've got some navigation instructions that are very specific to AP CSA. And we lay out the semester 1 and the semester 2 timeline in the context of the different units of the recommended unit sequence from the College Board. And at the very end of this document, we've actually appended our cross-reference tables. So we have another full 18 pages that show you point by point within the AP topics that are required, where those topics are met within the new rearranged content. So this is a syllabus document that we expect will be approved by the College Board. We'll have a pre-approved syllabus number that we'll add to it, and then you can simply claim identical to this syllabus as you go through the course audit process. Next, for the first time today, we are announcing a new homework engine. And so we're really excited about this homework engine that'll give us an opportunity to add more homework problems and hands-on exercises for your students. So this new homework engine will do both auto-graded coding exercises, similar to what you're used to with our Python and Java classes. They'll also have options to do free response homework that the teacher can grade, and some other types of questions as well. So the goal of the homework is to provide some extra coding opportunities, extra practice for your students, and you can optionally choose to weigh the homework grade in with the overall course grade as well if you'd like to. So the homework by default will start off at 0%, so it's technically optional, but if you want to require the homework for your students and then assign some sort of weight to that homework within the overall course grade, then you can certainly do that. So we're going to use this as well for some of our assignments, particularly in Digital Savvy, where previously we had asked students to download a fillable PDF, fill out the details, and then upload that PDF to the teacher. That's kind of a cumbersome process, especially if you're on a tablet or a Chromebook. So this new assignment engine will replace that fillable PDF as a way to provide free response questions and answers back to the teacher in an automated fashion. So let's go check out this new engine. We're logged in as a student, and we're looking within a chapter that has a sample homework set. So you'll see something like a homework title and chapter 1 homework. So the student can click on this homework link, and that will take us to the new homework user interface. You can see this is a tabbed interface, so you have homework problems down the left, numbers 1, 2, there's a hidden third problem in this case, and then problem 4. And you can tell with these symbols that this problem has some code that's been saved but not submitted for a grade. This particular problem has been submitted for a grade, and this one hasn't been started yet. So this problem will have some very simple description about what we want the students to do. They can type in their code and then save or submit that code to get a grade. As I mentioned, this particular problem has already been submitted for a grade, so you can click on the Grade Results tab and see a summary of the tests. And just like the rest of the auto-graded assignments, if there were test cases that fail, you'd see that output here. This problem is an example of free response, so this might be something that we'll use to replace some of those fillable PDF assignments, and this gives the students ability to do free-form data entry, and then you could grade this manually as a teacher. So speaking of teachers, this is what you would see when you click on the homework link as a teacher. You would have your students that have done anything within the homework listed here on the left. You can click on the button to manage the graded results. And this looks a lot like the student view, except as the teacher you'll have some additional options. You can always adjust their auto-graded results here, so naturally you have full control over the student grade. You can look at the graded results. If there are any failed test cases, you could override those here. You can run the student code to see exactly what's going on. And then if you're in a free-form problem or a free response problem, you would see the student answers here, and you could just adjust the slider to allocate points to the student for that particular question. And there could be multiple questions within a problem. You can also send some note back to the student to explain why they got a particular grade. Now from this overview page, you can also preview the assignment. You can look at the solution code. You can configure the assignment to show which problems are in or out. So if you don't want to assign all of the problems to your students, you just want them to do a few of those problems, then you can come here and configure for your course exactly which problems will show up in the student's interface. This is a pretty substantial addition to our infrastructure, so we're not going to go into all the details now. Just wanted to preview this with you and kind of whet your appetite a little bit. So there will be a phased rollout of new homework assignments on a course-by-course basis. we are likely to start with our new Java course as the first target, and then potentially move into Python and some of the other courses. So adding all these extra homework problems will take some time, but we are pleased to now have the infrastructure in place where we can do this in a pretty seamless manner. Next, we have some new course configuration options that will dovetail nicely with our new homework category. So on the configure course page within your teacher's menu in a course, you will be able to reallocate percentage points between the different categories that we have. So by default, quizzes, tests, and activities and homework will all have some sort of percentage weight allocated to them. And this would be your opportunity to decide whether or not you want homework to count for anything, and if you'd like to rebalance the way the system is weighting the quizzes, tests, and other activities. So let's go take a peek at that page. All right, we'll go up to the teacher's menu. We'll find the configure course link, and the top part all works the same, but if you scroll down, you'll see a new category weighting area, and you can now rebalance quizzes, exams, activities, and when the homework is available, you'll be able to rebalance the homework as well. And so as long as you choose any combination of numbers here that add up to 100%, you can choose how your particular courses are going to assign weights to these different categories. So we think this will be a handy feature for a number of you. Finally, we love hearing from you, and we want to get your ideas, and so we've made a number of enhancements within the UI in response to teacher feedback. So our gradebook will be color-coded. There's going to be a change in the way you navigate to the initial tab. There's some pagination that's been adding, and then there's a couple of other things we've done on the teacher's menu and the teacher dashboard. So let's go check out these changes. All right, so back up on the teacher's menu within the course, let's click on the gradebook. And the first thing that you'll notice is that the default tab is now our sequential report. The default tab used to be the grader report, and the grader report is the one that has things in a very wide horizontal scrollable layout, and we found that teachers preferred a vertical layout, and so we created the sequential report a couple of years ago. And the sequential report will list things in the order that they appear in the course, so they're mixed together, quizzes, tests, and activities in course order. And so teachers tend to find this a more useful way to view the course material. But we have found that teachers still aren't finding this new report simply because the other one was the default. So when you click on the gradebook link from your teacher's menu, the sequential report should now be your default view. Something else we've done in response to a teacher suggestion is color code the categories of things a little bit differently. So the teacher asked that we color code things somehow so that it was easier to distinguish quizzes, tests, and activities as a category. So all the quizzes will be one color, all the activities will be a color, the exams will be a different color, and then once the homework assignments start working their way into the course, those would be a fourth color as well. So it's just a little bit of visual aid to help you understand the way that the categories of grades are laid out within each of the chapters. Now, the last thing that we've done in the gradebook in response to a teacher request, if you have more than the 10 or 12 students that will fit in your default view, there is always a pagination bar up here so you can move to different sets of students. And the teachers request that we duplicate that pagination bar down at the bottom. So if you're working on grades later in the course, you no longer have to scroll up to the top of the gradebook in order to page to the next set of students. You can just do that right here. So we hope that will improve your navigation a little bit. So the last two things we've done are outside the gradebook. First, if you look at your teacher's menu on the left, you'll see a new drop down at the bottom that lists all of the courses that you're currently teaching. And previously, if you wanted to switch to a different course, you would have to go back up to the dashboard, find that course in your teacher's panel, and then click on it to go back into the new course. Well, now you can switch directly between courses right here from your teacher's dashboard. And speaking of dashboard, the very last enhancement we've made so far is if you look at your My Courses list, some of you have a pretty large set of courses and you were asking for the ability to sort these courses. So you can now sort them by category, and you can see here this is kind of the default order where the category might match your school or district. But you can also now sort by course name. So that'll get rid of the categories and just list things alphabetically. You can sort by recent access, so the courses you've accessed most recently will flip to the top. So we hope you're able to take advantage of this feature in order to arrange your courses in a more pleasing format. So again, all of these UI enhancements are directly a result of teacher requests. So if you have something that you think would be really cool to add to our system, or a tweak that we can make that would make things easier for you, please definitely let us know, and we will send that to our technical team and see if we can get that feature added for you. Now, all the things that we showed you in terms of the gradebook enhancements, the extra navigation features, the new homework assignment engine, and so forth, will be available for the fall of the 2021 school year. So you won't see it now in our production system. I was showing you the new features on the sandbox system, so sometime over the summer we'll roll out the new UI enhancements and other course updates and the homework engine in order to be ready for the fall of 2021. As always, we appreciate your time watching, and please contact us if you have any questions.